but I read a book called It Didn't Start With You by Mark Wolynn, and I'm
Mhm.
obsessed with this book and have taken his training. But it is about inherited family trauma, inherited because trauma changes a person's DNA, like turning light switches on and off.
Yes.
And then, and that's probably similar to what the myth of normal author is speaking about. And then when that DNA gets turned on or off or whatever, that can get inherited by the children that you make. And
Hmm.
then those DNA stay turned on or off, but they can be like PTSD or medical symptoms that that person never experienced the stuff that caused it. So now they're running around with criteria that diagnose them with the mental health condition that they don't know the effing story because they didn't live it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And
And
it's like, oh my gosh, this is life changing. Everyone go Google epigenetics because that's what it's called.
yeah.
It's I know a lot about it in terms of psychology and everything, human development, because that's my specialty. But there is a lot of information out there on it in terms of nutrition and people's health and weight and body. And so, but I don't know as much about that.
Right.
But there's a ton of information out there on it,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
in its infancy, and so not everyone knows it exists.
Right. A lot of it's pre-verbal. You don't
Yes.
know these things are happening. And so a lot of doctors are like, how could you be affected by something that you didn't even know was happening before you could even speak? Because we don't
Well,
form memories until such and such age. Bullshit.
right. There's a whole, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a whole form of memory that does happen between like conception or
Mhm.
birth, whatever marker you want to use, and when memories start to be formed, which is somewhere between 2 and 5. And it's actually more precise than that, but I can't remember right now because I haven't looked at the information lately. And it's called, I believe, implicit memory, and your nervous system remembers. There's a
Yeah.
place in your brain, your middle brain, that remembers. I think it's the amygdala. I
The
might be wrong. I'm
amygdala.
not a super brain person, but
I think
there are
Bessel
parts.
van der Kolk speaks of that a lot.
Yes, and that stuff stays in you even though you don't have like a memory recall with all of the senses, but your nervous system remembers it, and so it reacts to it as if you have a memory. It's
Right.
legit and real.
Right. It is. And I mean, so many are, I'm glad that it's becoming more mainstream. I have
Yeah.
had, I don't know, what else to say other than I guess maladies my entire life. And the more I delved into a world where trauma continued, the more problems I would have.
Mhm. Well, you were just being activated left and right. Your nervous
Yes.
system was always being activated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continually.
From
Yeah.
current things, and then those current things were activating old things, but they were probably activating multiple old things.
Uh huh.
So it's like multiple trauma responses all at the same time,
Right.
continuously happening together. Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's like
Sarcasm, obviously.
so freaking great.
I
But
know.
there was one line in his book that I loved, and it was something along the lines of trauma is not the incident that happened. Trauma
Mm.
is what happens to you when the incident happened.
Hmm.
And that stays with you. And so many people are like, just get over it already.
You
Really?
know, the best way to get over something is for the people around you, and this is usually the adults in your life when you're a kid. The
Hmm.
best way to get over something is for those people who are supposed to be caring for you to be loving and caring to you before, during, and after the incident occurred.